I'm gonna either defend myself or defend Emery.
What was that?
You think they can flatten that much land and not want any dead babies? There was the Breaking the Silence project you could look into. But that's different from flattening the land because you want dead babies. I'm not saying that I find that children as collateral acceptable broadly, like no matter what. Especially if your goal is to kill them, then they're not even collateral. You're just murdering babies. If their goal is genocide, or their subconscious goal is genocide, and to some extent that may even be true, that's bad, obviously. But it's also obviously a good political maneuver to frame someone else who is defending themselves as wanting to murder babies if babies are collateral, especially if you know that the people that they're defending themselves against purposefully use human shields and keep babies nearby so that they can purposely make this claim. It just, I guess my if I could boil this down to a single point, it's that it's important to keep in mind what people think they are doing, even if you don't agree with them. If you're making this kind of like assessment of their morality, you have to at least think about, do they think it's like the abortion thing? Do they think they're murdering a baby? No. So then it doesn't quite make sense to call them baby murderers in the same way you'd call somebody who like goes to a maternity ward and stabs people like babies with a knife a baby murderer.
All right.
What?
What? What?
Oh. That's what I thought.
I need to let you know. I need to let you know that I'm on drugs right now. I took like 3 milligrams of melatonin earlier.
So you're sleepy?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Is melatonin a drug?
Yeah, you get it in a pill. I mean,
I didn't know if it was classified as a
dietary
drug.
supplement.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like a food. Okay, wait. I want to see what else. Oh, Lauren Southern. Lauren Southern. I talked about this after the podcast, but we can talk about it more. He has no links. How could you get soldiers to fight this way where it's so uneven without creating culture where you dehumanize the other side? The hostages. I mean, that's pretty compelling. Again, I'm not saying I agree with how far they've gone, but it's hard to. I mean, and you could also say that maybe Netanyahu's using the hostages as an excuse, but that is one way, obviously, that you would try to get them to go further.
About Lauren Southern, everybody is focusing on all the wrong things. I think a big part of it is the cult around Destiny, because the whole sexual grossness is cute, and that like it kind of adds to his mystique. And I feel like anybody like focusing on like that's just stupid. The interesting thing is that Melina has like told every person under the sun about this. She even messaged Chud Logic. She spammed Chud Logic like fucking a shit ton of logs, just like she did with you. She like was desperate. She told this to who was Brittany Simon. Like she was like desperate for help, and like everybody was too afraid to say it or do anything, or to have any
leak it to say it out loud.
Yeah, I don't know what she wanted, Melina. I don't know if she wanted people to leak it or if she wanted like some help in the situation, but everybody was just like, oh, I don't know, and they just kind of ran away. It just seems weird that she did this. Like, there's 3 people that I know of: you, Chud Logic, and Brittany Simon, and none of you 3 seem like the ideal person to go to. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe you, if from your own perspective, but not from her perspective. You know?
Well, Melina and I talked a bunch of times. I would say we were pretty friendly. I think maybe we had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 heart to hearts. We would get on Discord and talk for like hours, like 2 or 3 hours. Um, so it's not. I wasn't like a. I don't think I would. She saw me as like a random person to be messaging. I think it was like. I think she actually did want my like help,
Yeah, yeah.
like
I'm
emotional
not
support.
going. I'm not going as far as say random person, especially like. But I do think Chud Logic seems like a random person, but um, I think that
Well, Chud Logic again offline. Chud Logic is a pretty sensitive,
yeah, yeah,
caring
obviously,
person.
yeah. But I don't
So
think
I
he's
don't even.
talked to Melina much at all. I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
I don't know if that's true.
He talked about having gotten those messages from her, and he's like, "Why the fuck did she do this?" Like,
Oh, I don't. Okay, I don't know. Um,
that's not what I came to talk about. But I just think that everybody, like the whole focus on the sexual part of it, like, is
yeah.
that's what Destiny wants. Like, that's cute.
Okay. So what are you saying we should be focused on? I don't really understand.
I don't really know what we should be focusing on. It just pisses me off that people are like, and the whole thing. I don't really know what we should be focusing on. Really, honestly, I hate hearing about his cute sexual escapades. I hate hearing about how gross it is because it's just whatever. It's just like, oh, we like sucking dick, and it's just like, oh, good, whatever. Nobody cares. None of his fans care, and it just makes him look cool to a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah.
But like people act like it doesn't. It's like it makes me really aware of the cult about how like people are attacking him, just making him more stronger, and that just
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. To conservatives, sucking dick is bad unless you're gay, I guess.
Yeah, I
Because Dave
guess.
Rubin probably likes sucking dick.
But if he were to talk about it, if he were to talk about how he had craving to suck a dick every once in a while.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I came to talk to you about women because I feel like there's I think the pick me part of you has like a major kink in your psychological armor that is causing you to have a like just a lack of holistic understanding about these social dynamics.
I think men are useless. I think I'm gonna write an essay about how men are unnecessary. I was thinking about you because I was right. I was like, I think men might be useless, and I was writing notes about how, just starting to try to put something together about that to that effect.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that well, I would understand what you're saying if you did that. I think that so like you're gonna fuck whatever. I think that I don't think women's issues are separate from men's issues, and I think that you do.
I think that that sounds like a semantic thing. What does that mean?
So you responded to my essay, and part of your response, you were saying that the system that oppresses me is very acute, but the system that oppresses women is something we're all part of. And I don't agree with the separation at all. I think that the system that oppresses me is the same system that oppresses women, and it's intermingled. Not only that, I think that
That's not true.
you don't think that it's true that it's intermingled.
I think that when you see, so your essay was about the 4B movement and how women are bringing politics into the bedroom and how bringing political correctness into sex and relationships is a bad thing. And then I was saying that you're speaking from a place of male privilege when you say that.
Separating political from personal.
Yeah, because for women, the political spills over into the personal, and they can't just not think about it.
But
It's everywhere they look and in every interaction they're having. And then you were saying, or I think I just acknowledged, I understand that you have felt hated and disenfranchised because you are male.
you
But
didn't
that
say
is
just
not the
you only recognize the hated, you only recognize the psychology, you didn't recognize the disenfranchised. Just to be clear.
okay. But that's not a usual common experience
Right.
for men.
Right.
That's unusual.
Right.
So
But
what I was saying is that I see your oppression as the result of specific people and
no,
a small system that you're a part of.
I don't see it
Your
that way.
fam-
Can I?
your family?
Sure.
And
But can I give you an example then? Can I give you an
no, I
example
want
of
to
how
just
it?
finish what I'm saying.
Okay,
I
fine.
want to finish what I'm saying so that people know what we're talking about.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's like my thing. So what I was
Thanks.
saying is that
Thanks. Thank you.
you're welcome. So I wanted to validate that I do think you've had an experience of being oppressed because of your sex. I think that's true. But I don't think it's true that that would necessarily mean that it's part of all of your relationships. It would just mean that it's part of like of your family and a small system that your small support system. Whereas women are oppressed much in the same way you are, but by everyone.
Okay. Well, not literally everyone, but more people. Majority.
Enough so that I think it
Right.
is.
I would say enough that it's a majority.
No, I'm saying enough so that it is the entire system that we all participate in, and so therefore it is literally everyone.
I guess. Yes.
It's okay if you don't agree with me. I'm just saying.
No. I do agree with you. But like, so I'm not disagreeing mostly on that side. I'm disagreeing with the disconnect you're making between me and that. So, here's an example of a type of oppression that I've uniquely faced. Okay. So in dating a lot, especially dating women that are more serious. This is something that has come up with me for me a number of times now. It's a growing insecurity of mine. I mean, I'm good at just kind of waving my insecurities, but that like because I've chosen to live a more artistic life. I am not like a stable force, but compared to other guys, I'm a lot more emotionally vulnerable. I'm a lot more honest. And a lot of women find that very attractive about me. And then they get scared off because I'm not daddy. I'm not some stable guy. And so like they'll end up like they'll be like it's not going to work out for whatever fucking reason they end up making it out to be. And then they go out and they date some other guy and then they'll always be like, "Oh, but he doesn't have the emotion in his eyes that you did." And it's like, "Yeah, because he's fucking like a zombie who's like just like in work mode all the time." And that's what you want men to be. And the thing that oppresses men, the thing that's oppressing me, the box that I'm being put in, is the same thing that subjugates women. It's the same system. It's a cyclical problem. Because if women want to have daddy, they want to be codependent. Because that's another thing I realized about myself. I'm a very codependent person. And if I was a woman, if I was a woman, it would work out a lot better. But women women want a guy that they can be codependent with, and I'm not that guy. And I want a woman that I can be codependent with, and women aren't those women. In the system, there are exceptions, and I'll find one. But
okay.
So it's the same system.
I don't think that what made you codependent.
That's true.
Is the same thing that what makes these women codependent.
But I am, and so
within
this system, I'm
got that.
That's not what I'm saying, though.
What's unfair, though, is that you were treated in a unusual way that made you into an unusual man.
Yes.
By a small system.
But but within the greater system, But within within the greater system, I am oppressed. Within the small system, I fit in nicely. Okay, but within the greater system, I am oppressed. And so strange, unusual men are oppressed. Okay, just like the majority of women are oppressed. Men that are more like women are oppressed.
Yeah, but your position is that you're willing to set that aside during sex or relationships.
Not
You're
during
willing
sex. But
just don't fucking start. Your position is that you're willing to set that aside and that you think it would be bringing politics into the relationship.
No.
For you to...
I think that you kind of misunderstood that part in what I wrote. My position was that political correctness kills intimacy, but I'm not saying that you can actually set it aside. I'm just saying that you have to be politically. I think that the avoidant tactic of female separatism is like avoiding the issue entirely, and I think that because I think that what we need is more intimacy between men and women, and it doesn't mean that you can.
And I think your framing of that is privileged. It comes from a hateful, misogynist place of
That's
male
it.
privilege.
How hateful?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
A 6.
A 6.
Yeah, I think it's extremely dismissive with a tinge of resentment, rage, hate, and a sprinkle of agony. And I think I think that what gives it that character is like calling it political correctness implies...
Okay, that's a good place to go.
So again, we're talking about women who said, now that Trump has been elected, now that your body, my choice has become a rallying cry of Project 2025. Now that
I clicked.
Conservatives want to re-enslave me.
I get it.
They're saying now that all that's happening, I don't want to have sex with men anymore.
That's maybe not. No, I was trying to separate that. So I'm saying that there are some women
Can I finish what I'm saying? I'm saying what I think. You can't disagree with it.
I wasn't. I was saying what I think.
I know what you think.
No, you don't.
And I'm going to say what I think, and then I'm going to say what I think you think.
Okay.
And you still can't disagree with that because it's still just what I think.
That's true.
Okay. So the problem I see is you're framing these women as if they feel the same way as you, which is, oh, I'm really unhappy with how things are going on the outside in the real world. And I'm so unhappy that I think that I need to politicize our relationship by not having sex with you. As a way, that's me being a good person. I'm going to be a good feminist and I'm going to not have sex with you because of that. And what I'm saying is, I think it's them actually saying, I don't want to have sex with you because of what is happening in politics. That it has come into my bedroom of its own accord, and now I don't want to have sex.
Okay, can I say something?
And no.
I want to say one thing.
No.
Yeah, no. Let me say something.
No, this is the last little part. So when you frame that as political correctness is always optional. The phrase itself is demeaning. When let me just finish what I'm saying. I know it's crazy. I know
because I'm sleepy, man. I'm sleepy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not my fault. Okay.
Well, it's not my fault either. I didn't think I was gonna do this.
Political correctness.
What? No. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Let's not. Political correctness itself is meant to minimize the issue. So is it being politically correct to not call someone the N-word? No. We don't frame that as political correctness.
Oh my God. Now this is not a good framing.
We frame that as just being normal and not hateful. So the phrase politically correct implies that we're taking unnecessary steps
True.
to make things extra safe, and that we
All
could
right.
just leave politics out of it. We could
Maybe
just set it
maybe
aside.
my okay.
And
Okay.
my point is that for these women who don't want to have sex with you, even though you feel so entitled to
No,
have sex
they
with
do
them,
want to have sex with me.
they don't.
Oh no, the
They
4B
don't.
movement. Oh, yeah,
They
them.
don't want to
Okay.
have. I'm saying that there may be some women who are hangers on to the movement, but the core of the movement, as I understand it, is women who feel like, fuck you.
Well, I'm
You
not worried
betrayed
about
me,
those
and now
women
I don't
having.
want to have sex
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. So in my maybe I wasn't clear enough in my article, but I was trying to make a very structural. I guess I didn't do a good job. Distinction where I did 2 points of different reasons that Shaylin would come to the position of 4B. And so when I see people talking about 4B, I see two things. I see women that actually seem like they are afraid to have sex with men or don't want to have sex with men, and then I see political lesbianism, and I really, it's like a cult, and it doesn't seem like honestly they like try to bring other women into the fold, and it doesn't. It seems when at the point where you are afraid to have sex with men, and then you're telling other women that you need to also be afraid of having sex with men, and you need to have sex with me instead. I'm like, I don't know about that. I feel like that's not really like quite the same as just actually being responsive to the environment that you're in. I feel like you're getting indoctrinated into a cult. So that's what I think. So I tried to recognize in my article
I know,
that
but
there
you have
are
almost
women that
no
are no I was
You
trying
have no empathy for the oppression of women.
no that's not I was saying the whole second chunk was talking about women that are actually afraid and that we have to respect that, and if they don't want to have sex with men, we just have to respect that.
I don't think you feel much empathy for the plight of women.
Why? Why do you think that? I don't get it. I do. I don't get where you're coming from when you say that.
I think that when you hear women talking about their pain and struggles, you feel a strong pull to just say, what about me?
True.
I think you feel left out and invisible and resentful when women are centered.
True.
Okay, I think that's understandable. I'm not saying you
That
shouldn't
doesn't
feel
mean
that
I
way.
don't have empathy. That means that I'm a little gremlin, like brooding little. But my empathy is still there, because I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like no for me, like for me to care about myself, I feel like I have to care about women. I feel like attached.
Yeah, you feel like you are a woman, but that's not
Yeah,
the same as having empathy for. Yeah, that's not the same as having empathy for women, though.
it's close. It's close enough.
I don't think it is close enough. I think it leads to severe failures in certain circumstances, and this is one of them, where you're like, well, if we're the same, then how come we're handling this differently? I'm saying you're not the same. The thing that makes you feel oppressed is like a specific abuse that you've
The
endured.
thing that caused my feeling of oppression. The thing that made me who I am is specific abuse, but the thing that makes me feel oppressed isn't that specific abuse. Now it's the world that I lived in being molded after the specific abuse.
Yeah, but the role that you're offered to play as strong, respected daddy rock
Hmm.
is a better role to be forced into than the role women are expected to play.
But I'm not it. And I fail.
I'm not saying you are, but
I could be it, but I would have to
objectively,
give up everything that I am, and I would have to
But
give
the
up
path-
everything I care about.
I know, but the path available to you is still a privileged path, even if you don't like it.
Well, I'm rejecting it. So in your framing where men have to give something up for women to become empowered, I've already done it. There's nothing for me to give up. So, I mean, at least, I mean, sure that you could think of something, but, but a lot of that is already not there. So,
It's not about your specific oppression of women. It's about the entire system that you participate in. And sometimes you are masculine and you do benefit from male privilege. You
Yeah.
just pick and choose because you're able to. You still are part of it, even if you don't want to be part of it. We're all part of the oppression of women in a way that does
Okay.
not
I think
mirror
that
your
is
oppression.
true.
That's
I
just
think
my,
that
okay,
that
well,
I
that's
think
just,
that is true. I think that
that's
is
why
true.
I think that's why I think it's unfair for you to, like, if slave women were like, I don't want to have sex with white men anymore until slavery ends, and then you're like, well, come on, you're just, why do you have to make everything about politics? And it's like, no, actually go out there and fix it. That's what they feel. They feel like they're being re-enslaved and redefined as second-class citizens.
Other
That their
part,
rights are under attack,
right.
and they're saying, if you want to be treated like we're equals or we're partners in a bedroom or in a relationship or in business or anywhere, you have to go fucking fix
People
this.
get it. All right. So the other part of what I said in my response, which I feel very strongly about, is so you feel very strong, and I mirror this strong feeling that trans people are like ignoring the fact that like cutting off a part of your body is like losing like a big part of yourself. It's like they don't consider it a harm. It's like, no, that's what I want. That's a good thing. Similarly, I think that the 4B movement is not considering it a harm to like cut men out of your life. I think it is like basically the same as like cutting off an organ. Like there's no separation between men and women that is healthy. I think that men and women are different, and I think that we need each other, and it's important to have men and women together.
I don't think we do need each other.
So you don't think that?
Increasingly, no.
I think that men need women.
Yeah, I don't think women need men. Increasingly.
Well, I need women, so.
I know, but I think that this is a good time to start making a case for, you may not need us, but do you like us? I think that that's what we should be doing instead of aggressively asserting that we're needed when we're probably not.
Okay, well,
the world would probably be a better place if only 10% of people were men. Just across the board.
Well, that's definitely true.
Poor country, the more poor you are, the more you need men. That's why.
That's biologically true. I think that it would make sense if more men died in wars, and it would make more sense if more men were, just kind of slaves, literally.
No, I'm not saying I support like a massacre of men. I'm just saying that from a woman's perspective, the value of a man is to bring you food, but we have food for everyone. To put a roof over your head. From a woman's
perspective.
From a woman's perspective. To put a roof over your head.
Well, I don't want that.
Can I just finish what I'm saying?
No, because this is what we're talking about. Outbursts? No, yeah, that's what my outburst is. Because so we're talking about a woman's perspective. A woman's perspective of men makes me feel left out because I don't fit into it.
I want to finish this thought. To put a roof over your head, and that increasingly is easier for women to accomplish on their own, or the state will be able to do that.
I won't do that for you, baby.
As more
I won't do it.
As more automation happens, housing will become, I think, probably really affordable. And there was a caller last week who was basically saying, I wouldn't push a button to make it so women have infinite food and shelter, because then there would be no purpose for men. I think that's what got me started thinking about this. And I was like, men are there to protect women from other men.
I would love if women had infinite shelter.
I'm scared I'll get raped by a man.
Yeah, I would love it if they would just have all their infinite shelter and shit, and then they could stop having all these expectations on me. That's why I feel that their plight is my plight, because I want them to have all these privileges so that they can shut the fuck up about it and then be kind to me.
They won't be kind to you.
Why?
Because statistically, you're 1 billion times more likely to rape or murder them or molest their kids than anybody else.
Well, I'm also 1 billion more times likely to kill myself, and they could make those numbers go up even more.
Your entitlement based on how they should feel bad for you is not a winning position.
I don't think they should feel bad for me. I just want them to stop being like cruel to me. And it's not that I don't empathize with women. Like statistically, I'm more likely to like rape and murder them and stuff. And yeah, that's all like completely baked into my understanding of myself. That's not like something I think that I lack. Like, I am more likely to rape and murder you, but I'm not more likely to give you a house, and I'm not more likely to pay for
So all of the bad parts of being a man.
No, I'm also all of the good parts.
No
I'm
food or shelter or
also
safety.
I'm also
There's
all of the
just
good
rape.
parts. I'm also all of the good parts of dating a woman. But so no, I really like, and I get this feedback from women, and like they're like, "Oh, you're just unlike any other man. There's just so much more happening. Like, oh, like things are moving so fast." And I'm like, "It's not moving fast because there's so much. We're gonna go way deeper. Well, you don't know how the depths. You think this is fast? We're only on floor 3 of 10. Okay, like, and then they keep going. They're like, "Holy shit!" And so that and I feel like. I feel like I am just not in like a machine mode for a 30-year-old man, where most 30-year-old men are turn themselves into a machine, like completely lost a lot of who they are.
Are you using this show as a personal ad?
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. No, I'm actually planning on going to karaoke to meet women because bitches love Marilyn Manson. I can do a Marilyn Manson impression. So that's my plan. I'm defending myself on a personal level, but
Okay.
it's not a personal ad. Why?
Okay.
Are you getting turned on, Mr. Girl?
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
I don't know. Yeah, so everything I said. Yeah, that's about it.
You sure?
I can't think of anything. I'm really bad at that. I used to compare myself to you in this way, of trying but you definitely, what you said in your last podcast episode definitely like gave me a little bit of light. Like, you have some fucked up form of OCD that gives you a podcast conversational superpower. That this is a type of OCD that I don't have, and I just have something else.
Making sure everything links into the next thing.
Yeah.
Is there any unlinking random thing that you want to blurt out?
I could find one. Sure. Yeah. I can I can read, but I can only read Braille, and I have to read it with my butthole. All right. There you go.
Okay, thanks for calling.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning into the Smeth Den. I'll see you next time. I have a lot of shit to do. I don't have work for the next 2 days, but I still have a lot of shit to do. Thanksgiving's gonna suck. Everybody, hang in there.